What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are in the shop and we're going to be finishing the rub rails on these Rubicon sliders for my Jeep Gladiator. So if you have not seen the previous video on this, I pretty much went over everything with this SWAG off-road tube bender. And then I've got it sitting on this Harbor Freight cart and I kind of just rigged it up, plated it up. I've got a plate underneath, it's kind of pinching everything together and it works really good. And I even have a drawer right here that I can use. So it's really convenient, but like I said, if you haven't seen that video, make sure you check that out before you watch this one. But anyway, we're going to dive right back into this tube right here. In the last video, I went ahead and bent this tube right here, and you can see I stated this also that the Rubicon rail is not straight. It actually banks this way just a wee bit. So I've got to be careful on where I make my cuts because I want this to line up evenly. I want to make it look really nice as I can. I just want to make it look as professional as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start just doing some measurements and figure out where I need to make these cuts. So I've pretty much figured out where I want to make this cut right here. I went ahead and etched it. I found out the degree and everything with the fast angle there. So now I'm just going to cut it with a grinder and then I can figure out where I need to put that one, the cut back there. After I did all my cuts where I needed them, this is what I have. My rail is straight, whereas the Rubicon rail is flat. And just kind of sucks in just a little bit, but that's exactly what I wanted. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some, before I tack this on, I'm actually going to get another piece of tube bent. That way I can just basically sit on top of each other and know that I have the exact same degrees, cuts and everything. That way it is similar on the opposite side. So I have my DOM in the tube bender and now I am ready to bend some tube. What I'm going to do is I've got everything set at 0 right there and I'm going to go to about 32 degrees because there's about 2 degrees of kickback with this right here. And if you're not familiar with kickback, all that is when you bend some tube, whenever you release it, it just comes right back about 2 degrees. So now I'm going to make sure that my ram is closed and got everything tight, everything seated, all of my pins, everything's good. So now we are ready to bend. So all you do is just pull down right here and it'll start bending. And also I did spray everything down with WD-40 before I started bending there. So I got it at 32 degrees. So now I'm just going to come right here and just release it. And it'll come all back. And now I will figure out exactly where I need to put my next bend. I am using this SWAG off-road tool. This is the plane of bend finder. That way I am sure that I'm making my next bend at the exact same plane as this one. And I kind of go into more detail in my last video on that. So I have verified that I am on the same plane as this bend and I verified where I need to start my bend. And now I just have to do another bend. It's pretty simple. And let's see, tight, seated, seated, tight, good to go. So I have both of the rub rails bent and cut, and I'll show you what I got. Got it where they both come out. So now, before I tack these on the rock sliders, I'm gonna make just some little joints just to strengthen this up. That way if I do hit a tree or something like that, it will distribute out the force and cause this DOM not to bend. So this side I kind of have a mock-up of what I'm doing. I'm just taking some scrap DOM that I have and just cutting just some little joints right there and putting those in there. Then I'll tack it all up. But I'll show you how I'm making those. So what I'm doing is I'm just pulling a measurement and just notching the tube, and then it gives me 2 tubes already notched. So then I just have to cut this side to whatever length, and then this side is already measured out to where I want it. So I'm gonna go ahead and notch these out. 2003. So you can see here I've got a perfectly made joint. So now I've just got to make 3 more of these dudes, and then we'll be ready to tack them on. So on the other side of the tube that I cut, I measured it out, and now I'm just letting my bandsaw cut it. If you're doing tube work and you don't have one of these, I highly recommend it. Just because you can just set it to cut and then walk away. And I really like that. So I have everything grinded down, clean metal. I'm just gonna go back over everything with some brake cleaner just to make sure that there's no contaminants. I believe I am now at the point where I need to start tacking everything up. I've got the rails exactly where I want them. Alright, so I have everything all welded up, and let me show you what I got. So I went ahead and threw a little bit of paint. The first layer on that one is fully welded, cooled down, and everything like that. So as you could probably tell in some of these welds, I kind of had to stack tacks because this is a little bit thinner metal than this 120 wall right here, and I didn't want to heat it up too much. I didn't want to blow through it, and so what I did was I just kind of stacked tacks, which is fine. It's just I wouldn't say it is as strong as like a circle or typical bead. So you can see right here I need to come back and clean up some of my welds just because the tacked stack method does get kind of messy, but I don't know. I think it'll be fine. So now that I have it all welded and painted and everything like that, I'm going to slap it on the Jeep right here. And it is a little bit heavier than what it was before. All right, so I have them all bolted up and I'm pretty pleased with them. They are exactly what I wanted. So you can see here how they kind of, they stick out more so at the front and the rear, and it kind of comes in the middle. This is perfect. This is exactly what I was wanting. And I'll show you the other side. Let's see. Yep. So here's the passenger side. I'll show you how much it sticks out. Honestly, it is exactly what I wanted. So I think because I painted them gray, it does make the Jeep look a little less tall, which is fine with me. I like, you know, low center of gravity, but I feel like it makes the Jeep not look as monster truckish. And let's see, I don't know if y'all can see, I don't know if that's a better angle, but I think they look pretty good. What do y'all think? That's probably gonna do it for this video, guys. I appreciate y'all watching me bend the tube and get the steps or the rub rails on these Rubicon rock sliders. If you are curious of the tube bender that I use, this is the Rev 2 tube bender from SWAG Off-Road. So shout out to SWAG Off-Road. They are a huge supporter of the channel and I appreciate everything that they've done. And thank y'all for watching this. So I wouldn't be making these videos if none of y'all were watching. So I really appreciate that. But anyway, guys, we'll see y'all on the next one.